I am going to.
Oh, good.
But I have this hat on. And she said, if we wanted to, we could dress up. So, my story has to do with my grandmother. This is her real hat. Is this beautiful? And, of course, grandmothers knew how to dress in those days, right? And especially in a cold room. I was looking forward to this. So, when I was 6, how do I look? I should have on, grandmother's shoes. Remember the grandmother's shoes that laced up and were black? And the nylons that came up and had the rubber bands, right? Stuff, but just imagine. Okay, when I was 6 years old, in 1946, my grandmother, Nellie Moran DeWitt, took me on the Southern Pacific Railroad from Glendale Station north to San Francisco. I have cherished this memory all these years. What was great on this trip, besides I was with my grandmother, was tomato soup. There has never been as good tomato soup as there was on that train that day. Also, I remember the Tonga room at the Fairmont Hotel. Pretty fancy when you are 6 years old to be that person there. I was there. Let me explain that room to you. It's a long room with palm fronds over the tables, tiki lamps, and a big pool in the middle with a floating island with cabana look to it. Goes back and forth as the rain comes down. I kid you not. And on the cabana is a full orchestra playing music, going back and forth. So, that's where she took me to dinner. Now, this is my sister laughing. Just pretend like she's not laughing. We've always put up with this. That was 60. It's all true. It is true. She's heard it before. So, I decided that when I was going to be a grandmother, which I wanted to be for a long time, and everybody in Storymakers had to hear about how much I wanted to be a grandmother. So, when I decided that when my grandkids got to be 6, I would take them one at a time on the train to San Francisco. The first one to go was Addison. And Addison is right over here. But you can see her. She's right down there in that picture. So, now, she packed her own suitcase. Now remember, we take the train. We take the train up, and the conductor said, when we were 3.5 hours late, if you wanted to get there on time, you should have flown. Don't complain. So anyway, so we get off, and it's quite a big deal to get there. But in her suitcase, she has not bought a jacket or a coat, but she has golf balls, she has a plastic coffee mug, and she has her father's baseball hat. So first thing in the morning, we had to go shopping for coats. It was very cold. Now, the next, so that was her trip. Then, and the smart thing is we fly home. I'm not stupid. Long trip up, like a long time. Okay, so then the next one is Travis. Now, I was not a big hog about the whole thing. I let Jim, my husband, who's sitting over there, he got to take Travis. So the story I heard about that is that he walked him all over the place, and they had a great time. And he takes him to, where'd you take him to? The
Rainforest Cafe.
Rainforest Cafe. And Jim looks over, and Travis has fallen asleep, so his head is in his boot. So then Jim has to carry him to the cab, take him home to the hotel. And in the hotel, he wakes him up in the middle of the night, and he's, Papa, Papa, Papa. And so Jim is sure that he's going to throw up or something terrible. And he said, Papa, Travis, what is it? What is it? You're snoring. Well, that's Travis' story. The next one to come along is Cassie. And she is the redhead with the long red hair. And the story I want to tell you about taking her is I took Addie to the Tonga room. And then Travis didn't get to go, but that was the boys' thing. But
submarine instead.
Submarines. Cassidy got to go to the Tonga room. So she's 6 in a blue velvet dress with the long red hair and an orchid in her hair here. The music is going, and she goes out on the dance floor and dances all over the dance floor by herself. No one else is dancing except Cassidy. And she just kept dancing and dancing. Do I have goosebumps right now even thinking about it? How fun it is to be a grandmother? So then the next one after Cassie was Corey. Actually, it's supposed to be Timmy, but Timmy didn't want to go because he wanted to wait till he was 7. So Corey went. So I took Corey, and because I wasn't going to give all the boys to Jim. So the good thing about that is that Corey, his little leaguer is whatever little level of baseball he was. He was a San Francisco Giant. Is that the best when you're going to San Francisco? You have the costume, you have the mitt, the hat, the whole thing. We are walking to the game, walking along. Luckily, I only got a little lost, and I had to ask a lot of people to help us, but we got there. And we're walking along out in front, and these 2 men come along and say, "Hey, kid, do you want a ball?" So he got a major league ball. He didn't have to rush for it inside the stands or anything. So it was so special to him. The only thing is, when we left the hotel room, I said, just by chance, Corey, why don't you look under the bed to see if there's anything under there? He looks, oh, there's just a baseball. I almost left it there. And then the very last one to go was Timmy. And Timmy went with Jim. And the one little thing I want to tell you about that story is that they are walking along in Fisherman's Wharf, and Timmy looks up at his grandfather and says, what does he say?
What kind of a girl do you think I'm going to marry?
So those are our stories. We have loved being grandparents.
Aren't you glad I invited Jim?
I am down. What would I have done without him to tell that part of the story? So that's my story. I just want you to know that I wanted to be a grandmother. I have gotten to be a grandmother. My 5 grandchildren live within like 10 miles of my house. I am so lucky to do that. And it's really all about love, and I got love from my grandmothers, and I get to have love with my grandparents.
Can you put that back? Would you give this to Chris?
I will be glad to.